I can't really tell you like what just makes you keep going or who is inspirational, because I think it's just you being here and knowing that you have to succeed with something, otherwise you're fucked or you're going home as the loser, and you don't want to go home as the fucking loser, so you better work hard enough to work something out.
Pues sí, pero ahí está ese yapcito de izquierda por parte de Luis Jiménez, que sigue conectando y sigue incomodando a Valentin Kocher.
Es un demente el alemán, se ríe.
¡Oh! ¡Oh! ¡Qué buena rodilla voladora! El alemán tratando de sacar fuerzas de donde sea. Llega con...
Success is never guaranteed. You know, when you're putting in the work, that's also what I tell my fighters. When you're putting in the work, what is guaranteed is that you're going to have success at some point of time, but it's never sure when that is. It might be tomorrow, it might be the day after tomorrow, it might be in 2 months, it might be in 3 months. I'm a guy that is super extreme with anything he does, usually. So it's either I go all in or I don't do shit. So it was April and I fought the first fight. It was 2nd of September 2017. I lost by a TKO second round. And after that fight I was like, I'm gonna be a professional fighter. Everyone looked at me and they were like, bro, chill, you just had your first fight. You lost by a TKO. You're super mad about it. Don't think about fighting professional. I was just feeling that I'm free when I fight, that I don't have to worry about all the other stuff. My mother's quite sick and she was already sick at that time, but I didn't know what's actually going on. So whenever I fight, whenever I train hard, I don't worry about my shit, what is going outside. Pure freedom and I feel happy and I'm good, you know. So that made me addicted to it. And I had a good friend of mine that trained me before my first fights, for my first fights also. And he told me like, with fighting it's like that. Either you have your first fight and either you're gonna get addicted to it or you're like, okay, I had my experience, I'm good, it's nothing for me. So, and if you get addicted, you're gonna go all in. And that's what I basically did.
Valentin, one day, Kocher.
The biggest motivation is to be a better person yourself, to be a better fighter yourself, and just to try to do that every day. I love to fight. So when I started fighting, I realized that I love to fight. It's just a different feeling of excitement when you know that you're fighting someone who's fucking strong and stuff, you know, like, it's like... I would say you lie when you say you're not scared. You're scared always a little bit, you know? Scared of not going home or something like that. Not scared of the person itself, but not always scared of the person itself. Like the fight, I pitch punch out because of my face is there, right? That fight, 3 nights I couldn't sleep properly because I knew I'm going to fight a crazy machine. I was fighting Carter Lawrence, who had in that year 11 fights and 9 wins and I think 4 or 5 knockouts. So he was a tall Muay Thai fighter, clinch fighter with strong elbows and strong knees. And I watched the fight where someone had a similar fight style to me, trying to hit him with hooks and punches. And he just stepped in, elbow, knockout. And I was like, oh, fuck. And this crazy guy, 32 pro fights. So I don't know how many amateur fights he has. Fighting regularly in Bangkok, in the Bangkok scene. You know, Rajaman, Lumpini, whatever he fights on, you know. super champ, and so on. So I knew I had to fight him. Then I'm honest, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared, but that was the best fight of my life.
ขวาครับแม่ใช้ความยาวโอ้กระโดดเข่าลอย2 ชั้นครับจากวาเลนติน flying knees ใช้ไม่ใช้ไม่ไม้มวยไทยนี่ครับเก่งอยู่โอ้โหโดนแข้งขวาของคาร์เตอร์ยังไงครับวาเลนตินเข้าไปโอ้หมัดขวาโอ้พยายามจะเข้าไปชิดตัวครับแม่คาร์เตอร์เข้าไปครับโอ้ขวาสูงครับได้แล้ว
Sometimes you focus more on the technique. Sometimes you do strength and conditioning. Sometimes you add mobility training, flexibility to prevent injuries. Sometimes you're already having cramps here in your legs. Then don't fucking go to run. Stretch and do some shadow boxing or something like that. Do something else, you know. But the thing is that people always think they have to push themselves beyond limits. That's what I've thought as well before. That you're actually going all banged up into the fight already because you're injured. You know, when you're just taking off a session or you're doing a session, but you're doing 50% of intensity instead of 120%. You're still improving. You're still learning, and because it's about learning and improving, right? It's not about getting tired. You should learn and improve every day. That's what you should do. What I want to say is that don't let any naysayer tell you what you cannot do. When I went to Thailand, even like some of my closest friends were like, yeah, but what are you gonna do? How are you gonna make money? Or when I asked them like, hey bro, can you maybe borrow me like some 30 euro or something? Before we used to borrow each other money. And I was like, nah bro, I'm sorry, but you know, like, you decided to go to Thailand and now you need to see how it works out. Like don't let anyone tell you you cannot do that. You can if you set your mind to it. It's not guaranteed that it's gonna happen right away, but it's definitely gonna happen, and karma is gonna reward you for doing that. And do it in the best way you can, do it in the most humble way you can, because I myself sometimes got a little bit too cocky and thought I'm now fucking king of the world, which I'm not, and then I got taken down real quick to the bottom of fucking reality when you're injured and you can't do shit and everyone is improving and going and growing and you're there and you cannot do shit and you're asking yourself why? Yeah, that's why, because maybe you were too cocky at some point. So stay humble, stay dedicated, stay disciplined, respectful, and try to be there for your loved ones.